The movie begins with the forging of 19 rings. These are very powerful rings. Out of the 19 rings, 3 rings are given to the elves, who are immortal and wise. 7 rings are given to the dwarves, who live in the mountain region. They are also known as mountain craftsmen. 9 rings are given to men who desire power the most. These are quite powerful rings. Whoever possesses these rings has great power. They all must protect them. The method of making the rings is not yet complete. 1 more ring was made in secret. The Dark Lord Sauron forged a powerful ring, the most powerful of all. The power of this ring is greater than all the other rings. By doing so, the Dark Lord planned to conquer Middle-earth. In Mordor, men and elves fight against the Dark Lord's army. They are somehow succeeding, but the Dark Lord's army is very strong. A king's son cuts off the Dark Lord's fingers and takes the rings. As a result, the Dark Lord turns into a spirit and disappears with his army. The Dark Lord's evil ring has now corrupted the king as well. Instead of destroying the ring, he keeps it for himself. Because of the ring, some people have now killed the king. For 2,500 years, the ring remains lost in the water. One day, Gollum finds this ring and keeps it for 5 centuries. Then, one day, Gollum's ring is also lost, and a hobbit finds it. His name is Bilbo Baggins, who keeps the ring without knowing its history. Bilbo celebrates his 111th birthday after 60 years. His old friend Gandalf also appears. On his birthday, he reveals that he is leaving the Shire to go on an adventure. Meanwhile, Gandalf learns that the Dark Lord's ring is at Bilbo's house. After leaving the ring at his house with his nephew, Bilbo sets off on an adventure. Gandalf's nephew Frodo arrives, and Gandalf leaves the ring with Frodo and goes to learn its history. He knows that the Dark Lord's people have reached Gollum. After being tortured by the Shire and Baggins, Gollum has revealed 2 words. After learning this, Gandalf goes to Frodo. He sends Frodo to Bree, the village of his friend. He goes to meet his friend Saruman. He learns that Saruman has also become corrupted while going there. He has joined the Dark Lord's army. He has sent one of his servants, a Nazgul, to find Frodo and kill him as soon as he is found. Saruman asks Gandalf to join the Dark Lord's army. After Gandalf refuses, they fight. Gandalf was unable to face Saruman for long. Saruman captures his magical power and imprisons him. Frodo and his friend Samwise enter the scene, where they meet 2 other hobbits. Meanwhile, when the Nazgul appears, Frodo hides under a tree with all his companions. Because the Nazgul is very close to them, Frodo uncontrollably starts to put on the ring. Meanwhile, his friend Sam stops the Nazgul and distracts him. The Nazgul finds Frodo and his friends late at night. They escape the Nazgul and reach a riverboat. On the other hand, Frodo is left behind. He jumps into the boat to escape the Nazgul and survives. They leave the Nazgul behind and flee. When they reach Bree, Frodo learns that Gandalf has been missing for 6 months. Sitting there, he starts thinking about what they should do. Meanwhile, Frodo is influenced by the power of the ring, and he uncontrollably falls. While trying to save the ring, it gets stuck on his finger. Frodo disappears from there. The Nazgul learns of Frodo's location because of his use of the ring. When Frodo puts on the ring, he is afraid to take it off. Strider, a ranger, takes Frodo with him. He claims that they cannot wait for Gandalf anymore. The Dark Lord's army is coming to kill him. Before the Nazgul arrive, Strider hides Frodo and his companions. He tells Frodo that they are servants of the Dark Lord. They will keep searching for Frodo until they find the ring. Strider has taken them all and is heading towards Rivendell. They spend the night for rest on a mountaintop. After giving them blades, Strider sends them to scout the area. The other hobbits light a fire while Frodo is sleeping. As a result of the fire's flames, the Dark Lord's army appears. The army comes and leaves all the hobbits behind. They reach Frodo, who confusedly puts on the ring. When he wears the ring, the Nazgul sees him. The leader of the Dark Lord arrives and strikes Frodo with his sword while he is wearing the ring. Meanwhile, Strider arrives and starts fighting the Dark Lord's army. He fearlessly fights all the Nazgul with his sword, killing them all. Later, he leaves, and Frodo follows him. On the other hand, we meet Saruman, who obeys the Dark Lord's army and starts making weapons. We find Arwen, an elf who is Strider's lover. She finds Strider and Frodo, and after saving Frodo, takes him with her. She crosses the sea after saving herself from the Nazgul. Later, she casts a spell, and as a result of the spell's power, the Dark Lord's army disappears with the waves. Arwen immediately reaches Rivendell with Frodo. Her father gives him medicine. Later, when Frodo wakes up, he sees Gandalf, who has been saved by a giant elven eagle. Frodo meets Bilbo in Rivendell and tells him that he cannot undertake a journey like him. He wants to return home because he believes the ring will be safe there. Arwen's father arranges a meeting. Elves, men, and dwarves are all invited. According to Gandalf, they can rely on mankind to destroy the rings. Because of the king, Arwen's father is not trusted, as we saw at the beginning. He gave his life in exchange for the ring. The scene moves forward. He meets Arwen in Rivendell. This is where it is revealed that Strider is the king's son. Scared by all these things, he takes a step back. Arwen now gives Strider her magical necklace and chooses mortality. As a result, she becomes able to live a normal human life with Strider. In the council meeting, no man, dwarf, or elf was ready to destroy the ring because everyone believes it is the same as death. They realize that Strider is Aragorn, the true king of Gondor. Frodo is now preparing to take responsibility for destroying the ring. Men, dwarves, and elves are now ready to protect him. Before leaving, Bilbo gives Frodo his sword, Sting, and a shirt made of chainmail. It was made using chains. Frodo is now on his way with Samwise and Gandalf. Aragorn, meaning Strider, and the other friends are on their way to Mordor. They see that Saruman is keeping an eye on them through spying birds as they travel. As a result, they go in the wrong direction. But, with the help of a storm, Saruman attacks them. It becomes impossible for them to pass through there. They then pass through the mines when they cannot be seen. They realize that all the dwarves are dead. Later, a strange creature coming out of the sea grabs Frodo. Initially, his hobbit friends save him, but later, Aragorn and the elf fight the creature. They fight and save Frodo. They all work together to save Frodo because the animal was about to eat him. From the dwarf's book, Gandalf learns that the Dark Lord's army is following them. Meanwhile, a skeleton hits Frodo's friend and falls into a well. As a result, the Dark Lord's army learns their location and attacks them. They closed the door in an attempt to stop them, but it was powerful enough that they broke the door and entered. They all fight back hard against them. They faced a tough challenge in the battle against the Dark Lord's army. Meanwhile, a strange monster appears in the middle of the battle. After the elf sits on the monster's head, she attacks with arrows, but it is useless because the monster chases Frodo. Just as the monster was about to kill Frodo, Aragorn tried to save him. He tries to fight the creature, but it pulls him down and attacks Frodo. After defeating the Dark Lord's army, they all attack the monster together. They kill the creature and return to Frodo. They are worried that Frodo might have died, even though he has no injuries. The reason for this is Bilbo's chainmail shirt, which they all notice. In the meantime, they can hear the sound of horses. As soon as they reach the bridge, the Dark Lord's army starts chasing them. Moving forward, they are surrounded from all sides. Surprisingly, the army does not harm them. They flee from there in a terrifying manner. Meanwhile, Gandalf warns them. They feel that a monster is coming, and they all flee through dangerous paths. Now they have to take a long jump to cross over. On the other hand, the Dark Lord's army starts attacking them. They all jump forward, but Aragorn and Frodo are left behind. Suddenly, the ground beneath them collapses, and they both jump to escape. Gandalf now stops him right there and sends them all across the bridge so that he can fight the monsters. Gandalf and the demon are currently engaged in a struggle. It appears that Gandalf had defeated the monster, but allowed it to return to the world. The demon suddenly grabs Gandalf's leg and pulls him away. They all get free from there. Although they are sad after Gandalf's death, they all start crying. It was an emotional moment. They move forward until they reach a forest where a powerful witch ruled. Her people eventually capture them. They take them to the White Witch. She tells Frodo that he is the only one who can complete this task. Besides, a member of their team will try to steal the ring. The scene focuses on Saruman, who has gathered a powerful army. He sends an army to them to learn more about Frodo and his friends. On the other hand, Frodo and his friends reach a place by boat. Taking advantage of Frodo being alone, Boromir, a member of their team, tries to steal the ring from him, as predicted by the White Witch. On the other hand, Frodo disappears as soon as he puts on the ring. When Frodo takes off the ring, he falls in a place. When Aragorn arrives, Frodo is scared of him, but Aragorn promises him that he will protect him until the ring is destroyed by him. Frodo's sword suddenly turns blue, and they realize that they are about to be attacked. Aragorn sends Frodo away, and he goes to that army for battle. Aragorn has to fight them hard. With his sword, he kills them all one by one. Other members of his family also join him in the fight and battle that army. Frodo's friend asks him to hide around them. However, they realize that Frodo wants to move forward alone. They attack the evil army chasing them, and Frodo runs away. On the other hand, That army is confronted by Aragorn, the dwarves, and Boromir. Frodo and his companions are surrounded by an evil army. After arriving, Boromir defends them, but the leader attacks Boromir. Boromir is injured like an arrow, but he continues to fight. After defeating Boromir, they take Frodo's friend with them. The leader of their army planned to kill Boromir, but as soon as he arrives, Aragorn attacks him and saves him. Aragorn is fighting the leader of the army. Aragorn attacks him and finally cuts off his head with his sword. Later, Boromir dies after handing over all the duties of Gondor to Aragorn. In the final scene of the movie, we see Frodo and his friend can be seen on a boat, living for Mordor. On the other hand, everyone else sets out to save Frodo's friend.